The high god had already spent several days speaking new marvels into being, separating the primeval waters of chaos into heavenly and underworld reservoirs, bringing forth dry land, planting it with fruit trees and crops, appointing the sun and the moon to light day and night, and commanding the new-formed land, seas, and skies to bring forth animals, fish, and birds. Now he was about to speak again. "Let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness," he says to the other deities in his retinue. It's more a declaration than a suggestion, but a good idea nonetheless, for the humans will be tasked with keeping order in the newly created earthly realm. And so the high god makes the very first human. God created the human in his image. In the image of God he created him. The new creature, Adam, meaning man or human, bears a bodily resemblance to his divine creator and is swiftly paired with a female version. Male and female, he created them. Equipped with God-shaped bodies, humans are rendered superior to the other newly made creatures of the world, over whom they're appointed to rule. Blessing humans with fertility, the high god gives them two tasks: to procreate and dominate. They are to fill this new world with their offspring and keep the other creatures under control. Satisfied with his creative accomplishments, the high god decides his work is done. The next day, he rests. In academic circles, there's nothing particularly contentious about this paraphrase of the opening chapter of the book of Genesis. Most biblical scholars would agree that when God says, "Let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness," he's addressing the other members of the divine assembly, the biblical label given to God's council of lower-ranking deities and divine beings. And most would agree, even if some might squirm a little, that in being made in the image and likeness of the gods, freshly minted humans bear a visual resemblance to their own deities, just as Adam's son Seth is later said to be the image and likeness of his father, and in other biblical texts, divine statues are the image and likeness of the gods they represent. Written in about the 5th century BCE, but drawing on older mythologies, the creation story that now begins the Bible reflects a time when Yahweh, the deity of Jerusalem, now better known as God, had yet to be imagined as the only divine being in the universe. Like the Babylonian deity Marduk or the Greek god Zeus, this ancient deity had long been cast as the king of the cosmos, but like them, he was far from alone in the heavens. Above all, he was still several centuries away from becoming the immaterial, incorporeal abstraction of later Jewish and Christian theologies. Instead, he was just like any other deity in the ancient world. He had a head, hair, and a face, eyes, ears, a nose, and a mouth. He had arms, hands, legs, and feet, and a chest and a back. He was equipped with a heart, a tongue, teeth, and genitals. He was a god who breathed in and out. This was a deity who not only looked like a human, albeit on a far more impressive, glamorous scale, but who very often behaved like a human. He enjoyed evening strolls and hearty meals. He listened to music, wrote books, and made lists. He was a god who not only spoke, but whistled, laughed, shouted, wept, and talked to himself. He was a god who fell in love and into fights, a god who squabbled with his worshippers and grappled with his enemies, a god who made friends, raised children, took wives, and had sex.